Okay, I want to revisit a term that we loosely use, and I've done it for years myself. I'm guilty of it. When we always talk about the paperwork is the court, I know a lot of y'all have heard that before. I've said it many times. I ain't gonna even front. A lot of us have said it. Many of the gurus out here said it before too. How many of us actually looked the word up? A court. Well, today we're gonna look it up. Okay. We're going to understand that the paperwork is not the court. Okay, the paperwork is not the court. But we're still going to just follow me. Check this out. Here we go. Black's Law Dictionary right here. As you can see, it's 1933. Okay. Y'all can always download this here. I don't know where I got this. Well, yeah, my partner Jermaine sent this to me. Even though I had it in my email somewhere. But anyway, the court. It says a space where which is uncovered, but which may be partly or wholly enclosed by buildings or walls. Okay, that's the vague definition right here. But we're gonna go different. We're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go in practice. Okay, I'm gonna take that on there because I went into that term there, but this breaks it down a lot better. An organ of the government belonging to a judicial department whose function is the application of the laws and to controversies brought before it and the public administration of justice. That's White County versus Gwynn. Down here, the practice of a sufficient number of the members of such a body regularly convened to authorize place at an appointed time, engaged in the full and regular performance of its functions. That's Brumley versus State. Okay, a body in the government in which the administration of justice is delegated. A body organized to administer justice and including both judge and jury. Okay, you see for yourself. It's not the court. It's not the paperwork. Is not the court. And as you see, it's not just one individual. It is actually a body of individuals. Okay, let's say a body in the government in which the administration of justice is delegated. So, it's delegated. So, and it's not even just talking about not just the judge. It's also the prosecutor. Everybody involved. The whole thing is the court. That's why even your paperwork, like when we're saying your paperwork is the court, we got into saying it because you're serving everybody. See, you file your paperwork into the court. Into the case. That's where the paperwork is being housed, in the court, in the building itself. When you go file it into the court building, not court building, but the building itself, where the court cases are, where they hold trials or whatever, where they hold the hearings and all. We file our paperwork in there for them to examine the evidence or whatever that we have to offer for the case. But when you file that and you serve the parties, you serving the parties, that is, it's easy to kind of get off and say that the paperwork is the court, and using that, we've been using it. Basically, we heard that shit on the internet, but we never looked that shit up before. And I'm guilty. I told you I'm guilty of that myself. But we're seeing that when you're filing your paperwork into the court case, the court officials, they are the ones that are receiving the paperwork, and it's also a record proving that you filed it in there. So they can't get you, they can't come at you for saying that you failed to appear, like when they say failure to appear in court or before the court, they're talking about the fiction. But when you file your paperwork in there and it gets served to them, you're still presenting it into the court. Did that make sense? Okay. Hopefully that made sense to you. I want to share something else to you too. Hold on. Right here, the last two lines right here. A court may be described as an organized body with defined powers, meeting at a certain times and places for the hearings and decisions of causes and other matters brought before it, and aided in this its proper business by its proper officers. Attorneys and counsels to present present and manage business, clerks to record and attest its acts and decisions, and ministerial officers to execute its commands and secure due order in its proceedings. As you see, the whole court, it consists of multiple people that plays their part in the overall organization. Now, there are times when you may see where in some wording, some paperwork, you'll see where the judge may refer to him or herself as the court. You may like, as a matter of fact, I found something. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. And I'll come back to this dictionary. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Get back up here. Okay. It was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, here we go. As you see, this is justice.gov in the glossary section. Court said government entity authorized to resolve legal disputes. Judges sometimes use court to refer to themselves in the third person, as in the court has read the briefs. Now back to Black's Law. The word court and judge or judges are frequently used in statutes as synonymous. When used with reference to orders made by the court or judges, they ought to be so understood. That is State versus Kaywood. Okay, so we know that there are different types of court, like courts of record and superior court, inferior courts, stuff like that. Courts not of record. There's different types of, we got with civil and criminal courts, but the term itself, court, we see that is not the paperwork. So we gotta get our understanding correct when it comes to these carrying these terms that these sayings that we've been carrying on for years and thinking we got down packed and never looked it up. And like I say, I'm guilty of it myself. I used to do it myself. I say, the court is the paperwork, and it's not. But it's vital. It's the most vital part of defending yourself in your paperwork. The paperwork is what you're going to use to in battle in a court case. And I'm going to do another video. My next video is going to be about prosecutors. A lot of times we talk about we go into a court case talking about jurisdiction all the damn time, and we're challenging the court's jurisdiction. And the judge is the one we're always focused on. And I'm going to touch on that in the next video. So, or do I have time to touch it now? I'm only like 8 minutes in. Let's do it now. Yeah, let's do that now. I want y'all to see this. A prosecutor. Let's start with a definition. See, the prosecutor is the lawyer who initiates the prosecution of a criminal offense and presents the case for prosecution in a criminal proceeding. This is Britannica.com. It says, if you don't, anyway, a government official charged with bringing defendants in criminal cases to justice in the name of the state. Although responsibilities may vary from one jurisdiction to another, many prosecutors are in charge of all phases of criminal proceedings, from investigation to the police investigation by the police through trial and beyond all levels of appeal. Many also defend the state in civil actions. Say in the United Kingdom, the prosecution is carried out in the name of the crown. Say in this sense, the crown can be said to prosecute, and the prosecution is also referred to as the crown. But as we see, we're talking about challenging jurisdiction, and we always do that to the judge, as if the judge is the one that's claiming to have jurisdiction. And we wonder why the judge always respond with, I have jurisdiction. They won't throw the prosecutor up under the bus, because that's who you need to be going after. That they are the ones that are challenging. They are the one that's presuming to have jurisdiction over your person. Now, this is one reason why I always put so much emphasis on taking control of your name. Whether you trade name, doing a DBA, doing trademarking it, taking control of it, in one of those methods, whatever's available in your state, whether they do trade name or they DBA, assumed name, fictitious name, or either a USPTO, you just trademark it all together. But taking control of your name, whether it's on the county, state, federal level, however you're doing it, you're taking control of that name, and putting your property inside a trust of yourself, creating a trust. However you choose to do it, you need to take control of it. If you don't take control of it, it's really just abandoned property. You're doing business and you don't have any standing to even sue any damn body if you choose to try to sue somebody. But when you take control of your name, then now you're the one to take control of it. Now they have to bring forth proof that they even have any standing to even bring you there. Do you have, when you take control of that name, and now you're holding them accountable to show you a breach contract or a signed affidavit evidence that you actually injured somebody. If they don't have that, they have no jurisdiction. You shouldn't be going to the judge saying the judge saying, I'm challenging him here to challenge jurisdiction, and then you going back and forth with the judge and the prosecutor sitting quiet in the damn sitting back quiet. It's the reason why they don't say shit, because they are the one you need to be talking to, and the whole time they being quiet, you going back and forth with the judge. And sometimes I think they work. Well, I think in many cases, most cases, they working together. That's the reason why the judge is doing all that damn talking when they shouldn't be talking to you like that in the first place. And it's the prosecutor running it and they're sitting back quietly letting you go back and forth with the judge because they got you where the fuck they want you because you're talking to the wrong individual in the first place. It's the prosecutor's jurisdiction. It's them who you should be charged, who you should be holding accountable, trying to see if they have jurisdiction. Do they have authority to even bring you there? You know what I'm saying? Do they have authority to bring you there? It's like I was talking to a guy recently who hopefully he gets his case dismissed, and I think it's looking pretty good for him. He was telling me about a case that he's facing where it was like an assault case, but it was a case that was brought upon him by some security guard who was not even injured. He's bringing a case trying to defend, basically trying to charge this guy with assault on somebody who wasn't him. It was somebody else who never actually brought any case against the guy. He trying to bring a case on somebody else's behalf. He don't have jurisdiction because he's not an injured party for one, and so he can't speak for somebody else. So it's just like, that's just one example. It's like me trying to sue John Doe on behalf of somebody else, and I'm not hired by them. I'm not their attorney in fact. I haven't obtained any type of a power of attorney or anything to defend him in any type of capacity. But I'm in here trying to sue this man, John Doe, on this person's behalf. I don't have jurisdiction to do that. So the thing is, that's one of the reasons why I talk about stuff like, I try to clear the air on some of the things that we always practice over the years, and saying these things over the years, embracing these sayings and not really looking them up to understand exactly what it is that we're talking about. Okay, check this out. 1933 Black's Law Dictionary. Say in practice, one who prosecutes another for a crime in the name of the government. One who instigates the prosecution by making affidavit charging the named person with a commission of a penal offense on which a warrant is issued or an indictment or accuse is based. See what I'm talking about? Let me see what else is it going to say. One who instigates the prosecution upon which an accused is arrested, or who prefers an accusation against the party whom he suspects to be guilty. See, that's who you need to be charging. Where's the affidavit at? Where's the sworn affidavit that gives you any type of authority to bring me here? You know what I'm saying? Where's your valid claim? This would be your valid. This would be proving the claim as that is proving jurisdiction for the record. So instead of just having somebody come in there and not having any evidence as to why they even have you there. Where's the breach contract? Where's the affidavit? Where's the proof of an injury? You know what I'm saying? Like this guy was showing me one time, it was a picture of some chick, couldn't even see her face. It's supposed to be some kind of mark or whatever, like maybe maybe a scratch or whatever. It was a black and white picture, so you couldn't even really see the damn bruise. But if it was a bruise, supposed to be some kind of bruise or something on chest area, something like this here. And like, is that supposed to be some type of evidence? There's no affidavit, you know, where she was actually saying that he roughed her up or whatever. And this situation was like, it's like there's no proof. Just cause, okay, I can show you a picture of somebody's injury. There's nothing. Is there an affidavit that goes with that? There should be an affidavit going with that, because that you just filing a picture in there. What is the context behind this picture? And it needs to be sworn under penalty of perjury and notarized. That way, it gives me a chance to examine this. If you're accusing me of this of you know, some type of injury, I need to see an affidavit so I can examine this oath. Because keep in mind, an affidavit is a sworn testimony reduced to writing. Okay, and she can be held accountable if she's found to be telling a lie, because it's sworn under penalty of perjury, which means she can get charged with perjury once I prove that she's lying about what she's saying. Okay, and prove myself innocent. Now I can bring charges on those grounds because she perjured herself. And then I can prove that she perjured herself, and then that affidavit will be used against her in another case. I have to open up another case. But that's what that is. You have to have an affidavit, you have to have evidence that brings you that makes it, that prove that you have grounds for even bringing me here. So that's pretty much who you need to be going at, as the prosecutor, not the judge. The judge is just sitting back listening to what's going on and trying to see what's, but they'll engage with you if they both have an agenda, like in the case I let y'all hear about the child support. You see, I was going back and forth with the judge and the damn prosecutor, because the judge is trying to get me to answer his questions when I knew his questions were designed to help both of them. If they can get me to answer them accordingly, it was going to help both of them, because child support helps the state anyway. It helps the state generate thousands of dollars every single year based on how many cases they can get locked in. So they work together. And they act like they're not working together, but they're working together because there's a financial interest in the situation that's going to help them all. So, and it's a conflict in interest to be exact. But anyway, that's not the topic. But anyway, hopefully I kind of shed a little light on what a court is and the role of the prosecutor. And hopefully, if you haven't already go ahead and like and subscribe. Go ahead and do so at the time. Hit the notification bell so you get hit up every time I drop a new video. And I will see y'all in the next video. Emerald signing out.